Okay, so I'm doing my web-based tutorial on a 2D animator program called Doink. I did my original program using the Pivot Stick Figure animator. Two programs are pretty similar. Just go to doink.com. It's good for kids in class because basically if you want to sign up here you don't need to download anything, you don't need a lot of information, you just make a quick username, an email address, and a password, and they just have to be over 13 years old and agree to the terms of service, which are not that fast. So myself here, just sign in quickly, log in. Once you're logged in, just hit create. Brings up the platform here, which just takes a moment to load. And it's loading, as you can see. Alright, so once we have the the application here loaded, there's basically two different kind of platforms you can do, either new drawing or new composition here. With the drawing, it's pretty basic, a lot like Pivot. So you just say you want a background color, you can just use the fill in, make it all blue. You want to draw a character, you can't import characters in this one like you can with Pivot, but you can when you go to the other new composition one, but we'll get to that in a minute. So say we just want to make a quick design here, quick movie, just boom. Then you just get into clone if you want a new frame with the same image in it. Hit that, boom, going, boom. Now say you say you messed up here and you want to erase something. This is where it isn't the best, just because you'll see here in 1 second. Just erase it here a bit. Problem with this is it's not working in layers, so we're erasing both the background and the text that you were just putting in there. So just fill that back in. Get back to here. Keep going. As much images as you want to make. Just make a real quick basic movie here. Okay, we want to see how it works. Just hit play. And there's my movie. So that's the first the drawing platform here. Stop that. There's also other things we can do here with this one. Let me just make a new platform real quick. So you want to make a little character, a little stick man. So now we got a character. Clone him. This is where Pivot is a bit better than this program. If you want to make your character move, it's not that easy. Basically with Pivot you just select their limbs and you can move them in different directions. With this one you can either highlight the whole character using this function, and then you can basically limited just to rotating it. That's pretty much all you can do with this function. And quick little movie like that. So you can do that easily, but if you want to select the actual limbs is where it gets a bit difficult. Go over the lasso function. Just trace around the limb. It does basically highlight it there for you. And then you can move up and down, but you can't move it in a realistic fashion that way. Then there's this middle function here. This uses the points where you can manipulate your object, but it's not as clear cut as in pivot where it just moves the whole arm. With this one you have a lot of intersecting points, so you move it down. It's hard to control your actual character because there's so many different little points. To make it realistic, it's rather difficult. Like even just to make it look like he's moving his arm down. So he's a guy kind of waving there. I mean, you can get it a lot more accurate than I did there. I'm just doing it very quickly, but it's definitely not as easy as in Pivot. The other quick program we have here is the new composition. This one's pretty cool. Basically, you just get different props. You go to Bazaar here to pick them out. Different categories. You want your background, your character, things. You can also search for things. Say you want a sun. Brings up a bunch of suns you can choose from, and then they're either free or some of the better ones you have to pay for. This one's 20. You basically just deposit a certain amount of money, and then it gives you a certain amount of coins. But we don't want to pay for that because we are cheap, so we'll just buy a free one. Get this prop. Go back here. Go to a new one. So now I got 2 pages of props. So now you want to start your thing. Just boom, select that. Drag it in. It's a bit big, so we make it smaller. Add another prop here. You want a sun in there. You can make it fit. Now say for our scene we want the sun to set. This is where it's pretty cool. You select this tool up here, double click your object, and then double click over here, and now we can make it play, and the sun will move across as the story goes. You can also add different layers with more characters. Each character you add will add an additional layer. So you want to rotate your character over, all you do is this. Say you want this cat to walk and do it. Again, all you do is select this, select that, double click over there. As you see, it's ending here. It's not lining up perfectly. So basically we just set this, drag it to the start. Again, if you want to make it longer, go down here. Now we're working with 11 seconds as opposed to 2. Drag this out. Drag it all out to 11 seconds. Now we have an 11-second film. So you think your cat's not looking like it's walking accurately. His legs are moving a little slow, so you can also adjust that. Highlight your guy. Go to timing. Right now the loop count is set to 23. You can either speed it up or slow it down. 50 now. It will look like it's really, his legs are really sprinting when we go. And it will speed up its legs to make it more look more accurate or realistic. So there's all sorts of different kind of functions you can do with this, and it's pretty simple to use. A good starting platform for 2D animation, and the best part is you don't have to download anything, and you really don't need any information to give them. It would fit perfectly in the communications technology class and for grade 7 and under the images, audio, and video section, in my opinion. Once it's done, say you want to publish your work, just hit publish, put in a tag, cat goes for a walk, and finish publishing. Then you can put it on YouTube or Twitter if the kids want to do that. You can put it right on Twitter from here, and it's all done. It's pretty simple, and it's a pretty effective low-end 2D animator that's quick to get to use and good for the kids to start out with.